going on, Jerome's? So with the retirement of Gary Kubiak, the Minnesota Vikings have a power vacuum. They have an opening at offensive coordinator. Now, Mike Zimmer has talked about wanting continuity. That's why it's probably going to be a quarterbacks coach, Klint Kubiak. But they expanded the Rooney Rule in May, so the Vikings actually can't just promote Klint Kubiak. They actually have to have an open interview process, including one minority candidate. So it's going to be interesting, but we wanted to handicap the field and take a look at who's going to be calling plays for the Cadillac that is the Minnesota Vikings offense in 2021. Let's get it done. So number one, Klint Kubiak, Vikings quarterbacks coach. Put him at 70%. Because I think that he is the heavy favorite because in a way you can still keep Gary Kubiak involved as a senior consultant, a la like he was in 2019 with Kevin Stefanski. Klint Kubiak has put in work 2 years as quarterbacks coach with Kirk Cousins. No one knows him better in the building. And if the Vikings want the best out of Kirk Cousins, having as little turnover as possible, even though that he will be having his fourth different play caller in 4 seasons with the Vikings. How crazy is that? I mean, 2018 JDF, 2019 Stefanski, 2020 Kubiak, and meh. So I think that Klint Kubiak is going to be your heavy favorite here. Number two, so I put Jay Gruden and Pep Hamilton as second chancers, and Jay Gruden, Jaguars offensive coordinator for now. Urban Meyer is going to wash him out. I think that the history with Zimmer, they're both coordinators in Cincinnati under Marvin Lewis, as well as Jay Gruden obviously has history and crossover with Kirk Cousins in Washington. Now, that can also be good and bad. Like, history with someone can be great because you worked together, had some success, and it can be like, well, I'm sick of that guy, moving on. Yeah. Number three, Pep Hamilton. So we also have him at 10%. He's the Chargers quarterbacks coach this year. Did a great job with Justin Herbert. Herbert should be second in the offensive rookie of the year. Major props to him. And also, Pep Hamilton was Andrew Luck's offensive coordinator at Stanford and then eventually moved him with Indianapolis. So he does have prior play calling duties, and he's done that before, as well as he's oversaw some really good quarterbacks. So I think that Pep Hamilton could be appealing since he seems to be potentially shut out of other offensive coordinator openings. Although, could he land in Detroit? I mean, maybe. Dan Campbell hasn't really talked about his staff, but no. Number four, Rick Dennison, Vikings offensive line coach / run game coordinator. Put him at a 2% chance. I wouldn't rule it out because Zimmer... Of course, Zimmer's going to Zim, right? He obviously wants an offense coordinator that he can control, that wants to run the ball. Rick Dennison has been a career assistant, as well as, of course, he's a run game coordinator, so obviously he's going to be inclined to run the football. Plus, he actually does have 10 years of offensive coordinator titles. So he under 2 stints in Denver and Houston under Gary Kubiak, as well as in Denver when Gary Kubiak got the Texans job in 2013. He took over as quote-unquote offensive coordinator under Mike Shanahan. He does have 1 year of play calling experience. Bills 2017, Sean McDermott's initial staff before he was let go and replaced by Brian Daboll. 5, Hugh Jackson. So Hugh Jackson, former Browns head coach, former Raiders head coach, former assistant with the Bengals. Of course, he and Zim go way back like chiropractic. In fact, Hugh was offensive coordinator at USC before Pete Carroll came in. Fun fact. Reportedly, the Steelers were interested in trying to interview him before they just promoted Matt Canada. So I don't know. Also 2%, Anthony Lynn, former Chargers head coach. Now, former running back as well as former running backs coach, ground-centric, which Zimmer would like. Does only have 1 year of offense coordinator experience, 1 season in Buffalo before eventually he got the Chargers head coaching job. And like we said before, if Anthony Lynn comes aboard, he and Zimmer need to manage the clock together, and it will be hilarious. It would be, or maybe it's the thing where 2 negatives become a positive. Wait, no, that's not how math works. Anyway, number 7. So 7 through 10 are all at 1% just because you're saying there's a chance. So Doug Pederson, former Eagles head coach. We talked about this one yesterday where Doug has said that he's probably going to take a year off, although I do respect his offensive acumen. I'm not sure if Zimmer would bring on this big of a threat, but Doug may see this job as, hey, Zimmer's on thin ice. Hell, if this team starts out 1-5 and the offense is looking good and the defense continues to suck, I might be in as interim head coach. So I may be in like Flynn in a franchise that loves stability. So, 8. So Andrew Janocko, Vikings wide receivers coach, 1% chance. He does technically have more years of position experience than Klint Kubiak, even though this is his first year working with wide receivers. Previously, he had been O-line coach, co-O-line coach, etc. So he's worked with offensive line, wide receivers. Who's actually a college quarterback and got his start in college coaching QBs. Now, if Klint gets the OC job, which again, probably likely. There is a strong indication that Andrew Janocko could move to that quarterback spot, and the Vikings could bring in the Lions wide receivers coach to replace Andrew Janocko. 9, Shane Steichen, the Chargers offensive coordinator, 1%. Now, he's a hot, under-the-radar name. Now, Brandon Staley may keep him in L.A., and that would make a ton of sense, and Staley is a defensive guy. Steichen and that offense were clicking this year with Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen and company, so it would be a lateral move, and Staley and the Rams would have to let him go because he is under contract, so that's why he's on a relatively low percent chance. I mean, he may get a head coaching job next year. We'll see. And also number 10, Thomas Brown, the Rams running backs coach, 1%. 34 years young, former Georgia running back, played for the Falcons and the Browns. Has been a hot name as a position coach, been doing a great job with the Rams running backs. Cam Akers really lighting up towards the end of this season. I think eventually, the Sean McVay coaching tree is expanding rapidly. I think eventually Brown will get a shot as an offensive coordinator. Now, could he be a dark horse in this race? I mean, it's possible. I guess never say never, but since Zimmer is such a conservative guy, and he did mention staying the course and continuity, I still think that the betting favorite is Klint Kubiak. Maybe it's Rick Dennison. I don't know, but in Klint Kubiak, we trust. We all talk about, hey, we want these young, hotshot, offensive-minded guys. Well, we have one on our own staff. Well, we had 2 last year, and then Kevin Stefanski went away. So let's not let the other one get away. Klint Kubiak, give him the keys to the car. Kirk Cousins throws for a bazillion touchdowns. All the Justin Jefferson, the rest are in the Adam Thielen in the red zone, and the Dalvin Cook runs for 2,200 yards from scrimmage. Woo. I will take that. But your thoughts, handicapping the who's going to be the next Vikings OC, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol Production Value.